Over the ages, spiritual gurus have developed unique ways to assess and test the spiritual aptitudes of seekers before admitting them as disciples. There is no standard method for this, and each guru has their own approach to attract spiritual seekers. The Tamil word sutukkol refers to a hot iron rod commonly used to handle burning embers in coal stoves. However, the sutukkol possessed by certain siddhars served a different purpose: to test spiritual seekers and lead them to a positive shift in their material and spiritual well being. The only requirement from the seeker was complete surrender to the holy feet of the Guru, who would subject them to harsh tests before accepting them as disciples. One of the revered spiritual figures associated with this Sutukol lineage is Sutukol Ramalinga Swami, a great Siddha Purusha from Mannargudi near Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. He subjected seekers to extreme tests such as ordering them to drink a cup of juice made from snake, scorpion, or crab venom, or branding their bodies with his hot iron rod. These rigorous tests imposed by the Guru helped distinguish the capable seekers from the average ones. Their actions conveyed that ideal renunciation is not merely donning saffron robes, but rather having implicit faith in the actions of the Guru, moral strength, perseverance, and immense will to endure hardships. Once accepted by the Guru, the life of the seeker becomes completely transformed in his holy presence. Sutukkol Ramalinga Swami had a disciple named Chellappa Swami, who in turn had a disciple named Mayandi Swamigal, who hailed from Kattikulam village in the Sivagangai district, Tamil Nadu. Mayandi Swamigal was born in 1858 in Kattikulam village, 40 kilometers from Madurai, to Pichai Velar and Kutai Ammal. He was a divine child showing interest in spirituality from an early age. He often visited the Meenakshi temple, read about the lives of saints, and practiced japa and meditation. During one meditation session, snakes climbed over his body and spread their hoods over his head, much to everyone's astonishment, yet he remained unperturbed. Through his penance, he attained the Ashtasiddhis. Concerned about his spiritual pursuits, his parents tried to divert him towards worldly life, eventually arranging his marriage to a relative named Meenakshi, with whom he had a son and a daughter. One day, Chellappa Swamigal, a disciple of Sutukkol Ramalinga Swamigal, visited Mayandi's village. Inspired by him, Mayandi resolved to become his disciple and embrace the path of sannyasa. However, his family was devastated by this decision and refused to support him. Ultimately, he left home, severing his worldly ties. He traveled with his guru to various holy places, served him with utmost dedication, and achieved Nirvikalpa Samadhi at Podigai Hills in the southern part of the Western Ghats. After Chellappa Swamigal attained Mahasamadhi, Mayandi Swamigal relocated to Tirukkodal Malai near Tiruparankundram in Madurai. At Tiruparankundram, Mayandi Swamigal performed miracles that instilled devotion in the hearts of the people. One particular case involved a wealthy man named Irulappa Konar, who was distraught after his family astrologer predicted that he would only live for 26 years. Desperate, he besieged Mayandi Swamigal to save him. Moved by his pleas, the Swamigal took Irulappa to Karupanandal in Kattikulam village, where he underwent the sufferings of death on Irulappa's behalf for 48 days. Through this act, he altered Irulappa's destiny and saved him from an early death. Grateful for this experience, Irulappa became a devoted follower and served Mayandi Swami into his old age. Mayandi Swami engaged in yeoman service to spread the wave of bhakti in and around Tiruparankundram. Under his guidance, Irulappa Konar repaired and renovated the Dandapani temple and Samadhi shrines of Siddha Purushas atop Tirukkodal Malai. Pleased with the service of Irulappa Konar, Mayandi Swami even showed him a vision of Kashi city from Tiruparankundram. Additionally, he celebrated important festivals by establishing mantapas or pavilions in various locations, appointing local hereditary trustees for each. He conducted the month-long Navanida Perumal festival during the Tamil month of Adi, orchestrating a procession of the deity from Malai through several villages to Manamadurai town in the neighboring Sivagangai district. He also discovered an ancient Shivalinga at Maranadu village in the Ramanathapuram district, where he established a shrine for the Lord. Many devotees flocked to him seeking his darshan and receiving blessings both materially and spiritually, with some even attaining salvation by his divine grace. Once Mayandi Swami was deeply engaged in penance while traveling by train to Manamadurai. The ticket examiner, an Englishman, discovered that Swami had no ticket. He stopped the train by pulling the emergency chain and forcefully removed Swami at a random stop along the route. Calmly, Swami got off the train and sat under a nearby tree, continuing his penance. When the train was ready to depart, it refused to move despite having no issues with the engine. The locals and passengers who witnessed this incident urged the ticket examiner to let Swami back on the train, arguing that he was no ordinary person. Seeing the commotion, the ticket examiner relented, and miraculously, the train began to move to the astonishment of everyone. This incident became the talk of town and was reported in local dailies the next day. As a result, the railways established a mandate that all sannyasis could travel to Rameswaram for free. Before attaining Samadhi, Mayandi Swami had sensed the arrival of another Siddha Purusha in the Tirupparangundram neighborhood named Somappa Swami. He often reminded Irulappa Konar to take good care of Somappa after he was gone. Somappa was so named because he addressed everyone by that name and no one knew his past or real identity. In 1930, Mayandi Swami, who hailed from Kattikulam village, attained Samadhi. However, before his body was enshrined, Somappa Swami, who was residing at Malai at the time, descended from the hills and approached the body of Swami. Witnesses saw a brief smile pass the lips of Swami as if acknowledging the presence of Somappa Swami. Excited by this phenomena, Somappa immediately returned to Malai repeating the words, "Somappa is not dead." Following the instructions of Mayandi Swami, Irulappa Konar and his descendants, Setu Madhava Konar and Ramalinga Konar, cared for Somappa Swami and played a significant role in spreading his name and fame across Tamil Nadu. Hearing about his greatness, the renowned Tamil freedom fighter and social activist Pasumpon Muthuramalinga Devar from Ramanad district visited Tirupparangundram and sought the blessings of Somappa Swami. In 1968, Somappa Swami attained Samadhi at Malai, where his Samadhi shrine is near Dandapani temple at the hilltop. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.